How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at a bit of a bigger one in 1/48 scale from Hobby Master, of course. We're looking at a Messerschmitt Bf 109, well, FG, but ours is a G6 here. It is a yellow one, of course, as flown by some Luftwaffe pilot. Probably none of you have heard of it all, but not to be confused with South Park's Erich Hartmann.
Hello, everyone. Actung. My name is Erich Hartmann.
We have one here, obviously flown by one of World War II and history's highest scoring aces. It is an aircraft, of course, flown by Erich Hartmann. Now, this aircraft, our model depicts, is the one from October of 1943. It was after his 148th aerial victory at the time, and he would be awarded the Knight's Cross for that. Now, I do assume that most of you know he would go on to end the war, of course, with 352 enemy aircraft shot down, with all but 7 of those on the Eastern Front in over 1,400 missions. And, of course, the Soviets calling him the Black Devil. Now, of course, they imprisoned him for over a decade after the US did hand him over to the Soviets at the end of the war. But we should open the box and have a little look what we're getting. That is that awesome looking model in there. It does have some information in the flap there, and Eric is sitting there waiting patiently for us to, open the box. So what we'll do is we'll get this open and check it out. Alright, with the 109 out of the box, it does come with a normal Hobby Master stand, which our model monkey quickly assembled. It is 3 pieces, bang, 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 all plastic. Let's get this open. Alright, so we'll grab Eric right out, and he is the typical hunched over Luftwaffe pilot. Yeah, not very happy with the outcome of the war, but that is the pilots that you do get. They are quite pliable in the leg areas, of course, if you want to put them in your models. I do not personally display mine with pilots. You do get your option with a little drop tank and antenna that we need to put on it, and the landing gear for the in-flight position. And of course, you've got the canopy option and the lowered landing gear option to the side. Alrighty, so I suppose we should get this released. Alright, let's see if we can pop this out. Is it going to come out? It is, thank you very much. So we will have a little look. We'll move this out of the way, of course, and we'll have a little look straight away at some of these details. We'll zoom in a fraction and have a little look there. So the tail wheel is already on it straight out of the box. That is the stand hole there. That is very nice. And of course, well, the option where you'll be choosing your in-flight or gear down, we might as well quickly throw the in-flight option on, which is straightforward like that. It does have some really nice underwing details. Nice pattern on that spinner, and look, the propeller does spin reasonably nice. There is some sort of exhaust details in there that is very nice, as per usual. It's got some great markings. It's got the period correct marking on there as well. All these aerial victories on the back there too. Wow, that is awesome. The modelling is very nice as well. His personal little symbol there that is on his aircraft. Very nice. So we do have to put a little aerial. Might as well put that in as well. You do get a spare one. So if you do lose that one to the void of nothingness, you do have a spare, which is pretty cool. But this is pretty much, your aircraft. That's all you really need to do, except for, of course, you put that tank that you got straight in here. And that is in flight. Yep, very cool indeed. I like it. Hopefully you guys do as well. Now we've got to put it in flight because it is in flight, so you've got to insert the stand into its hole, and you get to keep the tank on, which is freaking awesome. But it does rest against the paintwork there, which is a little bit unfortunate. You could probably push that a little bit in better too with the raised landing gear area. We'll put it down on the deck, and that is how it does sit. That looks beautiful. Look, sausage finger test, these are a nice size. I do like these 1/48 scale aircraft from Hobby Master. They come up really nice. And you will definitely not regret getting your hands on one. And speaking of hands, how about we get our hands back on this, and we'll take it off the stand and we'll put it into the gear down position. It shouldn't take too much to do that. We'll just pop this piece out. It's a bit worried. You always worry when you say it's going to go together smoothly, but yeah, when you're videoing something, there is a high possibility that it won't go together nicely. The only downfall I might, I suppose, if you're going to get fussy, is it's pretty smooth in there. There's not a lot of detail in there, but for me, that's no goddamn big deal. But I like to try and show everything. Everyone has different wants, as I do say in my videos. What someone is happy with a model, some people may go, yep, don't like it. But that's what these videos are for. You can make your own mind up. All right. That looks cool. All right. I'm definitely enjoying looking at this. Yeah, looks wonderful. It's hard to see in there. Yeah, oh, you can just see a little bit of that gauge detail. There's a lot of nice gauge detail in there as per usual. Looks freaking awesome, yeah. Very nice. Now, I suppose you want to know how much this thing does weigh, so we'll quickly chuck it on the scales, of course. And we'll see how weighty this one is. All right. It is 255 grams, so that is not too bad, I suppose. We'll get it off the scales and we'll wind up the video, I suppose. You've had enough of me waffling on. Now, it does sit there beautifully on the landing gear, of course. As you saw, very straightforward to do. It takes you a couple of seconds either way if you want it in flight or if you want it gear down. And it's all straightforward. There's not much to putting these together. Pretty easy to set up for display, and I reckon they look pretty cool. Now, of course, if you agree with me, don't forget some of those my way would be awesome. And always feel free to drop a comment below as well. And, of course, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the models that you're seeing as well. Alright, I'll take some photos of this and throw them on at the end of the video. For those of you that want to stick around and check out some close-up photos and listen to some tunes while you're doing it. Alright everyone, I'll finish up, of course, by saying thank you so much for spending your valuable time in watching another one of our videos. I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. Alright, you all have an awesome rest of your day. Cheers, everyone.